Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm. Good to be back in the studio with you.
Always good to be here.
So last week we reported on a missing juvenile, someone who had left secondary school. And I'm glad to report this week that the student was found. King Gonzalez went missing, but the next day the Nassau County Police Department had put out a release that he was located, and glad we don't have to discuss that anymore.
Yeah, we have no further information, by the way. The police did not say anything beyond they found the kid, which is good news.
It just sounds like he's out of harm's way, and we go on.
Mm-hmm.
Taxes. I can't even get the words out anymore. So I don't understand. Town of Hempstead, it looks like they're going to be raising the taxes. I know that they had made a promise, they being the politicians of the day, that taxes weren't going to be raised. What goes on?
So costs keep going up. I mean, there's nothing much they can do about some of it. They plan to raise $42 million in additional taxes. It'll impact each family about $60 a year. What they've promised to do, or Clavin promised, was not to have, he was going to freeze taxes.
Yeah, I know. That was...
So in the last 3 years, he raised it less than 1%, so that's not terrible. But this year, obviously, we're going to take a hit. Moody's, which is the rating service for the town, has threatened to lower our rating if we didn't get our act together. And the fact of the matter is, over the past year, they did dip into the reserves to the amount of $56 million. That's a big chunk out of our reserve fund.
Well, maybe they should cut expenses. I mean,
so
they
they
just keep growing year over year.
Right. So this year they claim they're going to be laying off some people, and they don't have any really. They're flat in terms of revenue. Where they're going to raise money? The only place they're going to raise money this year, it seems to be from the buses that have the stop arm cameras.
Yeah, don't even get me started with that, because that's in litigation. And there's so many challenges to the revenue from the buses that if they're hanging their hats on that bringing in the revenue, we're really screwed.
That's what's in the budget, $29 million, of which 10 of it goes to the county, 3 or 4 of it is for adjudication. So at the end of the day, there's not that much coming from it, to balance the budget.
It's a mess.
They'll be dipping into the reserves again, and how often can you go to the trough?
I don't know.
We've had those conversations about dipping into the reserves before, but you're not getting money off the speed cameras and traffic tickets. Good luck with that. I am glad, though, Norm, that you brought up the whole question about credit ratings, because Bruce Blakeman just sent me in the last week or two a nice flyer that said, hey, guess what? We're improving our credit rating. All the credit rating agencies are happy with us. Right. Well, maybe not so much if this goes through.
Although that is at the county level. The thing that drives me a little bit nuts is that when you read the Newsday article, they got numbers that are like really big and really scary, starting with a 12.1% increase. And then when you see the story on News 12, they're saying, $60 per family if you're unincorporated village, and $5 if you're incorporated, which over a year doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't know if that's real, then maybe I wouldn't be so nuts, but who knows?
So here's the interesting thing about that article. They talk about the fact that they're laying off some people to try and balance the budget. Yet earlier this year, the town board increased spending on salaries for elected officials 14% this year, and making future raises automatic based on inflation.
Inflation's going up. We wouldn't want anybody working for the town to have to deal with it.
I have an answer. How about whoever you're laying off, hire them as sidewalk inspectors and go around the town of Hempstead and give out citations or tickets for those people who have broken sidewalks, which is about 60% of the community, and of course I'm making that number up. Anyway, forget about it.
That'll balance the budget for sure.
Oh boy, so CBS Local Morning News, which is aired from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Channel 2.
Coming to town.
Yeah, they're coming to town. They have a a program that's called Class Act with Chris Wragge, and he's going to be coming to the West Hempstead High School, or otherwise known as the secondary school, and they're going to be live. So if you're not going to be up between 5 and 7, great time to set your DVR.
Yep. And another thing to set your DVR for is the debate.
Oh, yeah. So that's a really good point. So coming up later today, actually, tonight at 9 p.m., you have the D'Esposito versus Laura Gillen debate on Channel 12, on News Channel 12. And it's another one. If you're not watching it, maybe you're watching the playoff game, go set your DVR, because God knows I'm so sick of this mail that keeps coming every day, and people knocking on the doors.
It's the commercials that are driving me nuts. I can't watch another political commercial.
Oh,
wait, can we ask that question at the debate? Like, which one of you is going to stop sending this crap through the mail next cycle?
I think they killed Forrest. It's terrible. So my wife came home last night, and she was out in Brooklyn, and the normal thing happens when you come back on the Southern State Parkway. It turns into a freaking speedway.
Yeah.
You're doing, and I know we've talked about this many times, but you're doing the speed limit, and cars are passing you at 100 miles an hour plus, and I'm not exaggerating. Literally, I can hear them from my bedroom at night. It sounds like a raceway, like in Indianapolis.
It is.
Well, again, another two-person fatality. Single car accident, exit 29, car veered off the road because of high excess of speed. It's enough already. When are they going to start to police these highways and to get them back already under control? This is like since COVID. Yeah. And it's like, it just drives me nuts.
A lot of lost life for really no reason.
It's always the young kids, and fortunately in this case it was a single car accident, but how many victims are there with nothing to do with this who are just trying to get home from work? It's nuts.
Yeah, maybe we should stop for a commercial. What do you think?
Good time for a commercial break.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
All right, so Norm, I don't know if you saw it earlier this week, but they had the Northern Lights coming in West Hempstead. It was actually all of Long Island, and it was really amazing.
I don't believe it. My wife dragged me out onto the deck in the middle of the night. There were no Northern Lights. We looked at it through our camera. All we did was freeze our tuchus off. I don't know what they're talking about.
I think it was earlier at night, maybe about 8 or 9 p.m., some people, if they had an iPhone, certain settings, blah, 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 you got these incredible, pink, skylight. And on our site, we had a couple of images that was sent in by Jacqueline Polanecki. We want to thank her for sending those in. But wow, it doesn't happen often.
This is magnetic storms that just come from time to time? That's how it happens?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What am I, a meteorologist?
It is. It's the sun's magnetic field that causes a lot of this. Usually they don't come this far south, and more importantly, there's so much light pollution out in New York that it's very unusual to see this. I went out like you. I didn't see a thing, so I'm glad somebody took pictures because I missed absolutely everything.
Yeah,
for sure.
So this was an interesting story. The West Hempstead School District sent out surveys to parents to gauge their interest in offering kosher meals to students. And
is it only for the students who are kosher, or the Muslims as well?
That's a great secondary question, and to that extent, you could probably maybe extend it to vegans and other people who have dietary restrictions, not only for religious reasons. But I really do applaud the school district for taking the initiative and trying to see, maybe there really is a strong interest, and they can do something to address that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and I can say my own child is in the secondary school, and I think it would be nice to be able to have a kosher option there. And I've been to a number of school events, and there's a few subsets, not a lot of kids, because obviously a lot of the kids are going out of district, but it's really nice that they're actually considering this possibility.
Thank you, Board of Ed.
Really great for launching that survey. And the library is offering defensive driving classes November 21st. So
yeah, if you're not doing this, you're wasting money. This is an easy discount.
Yeah.
An hour or two class, and costs very little money, and the amount that you save is amazing.
Well, I think it's probably more than an hour or two, but if you've ever done this online, you can go out of your mind doing it online, because it does take hours and hours, and they do authentication and all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, it's free money. I mean,
it's free money.
You're going to save money on your insurance. Why wouldn't you do it?
Yep.
So if you walked around West Hempstead over the next week or so, you're going to see what I guess people from the outside would describe as tents or booths in front of people's houses, in the backyards. Norm, what's going on there?
So it's Sukkot. I mean, it's a time of the year when we realize that we came from the desert. We used to live in these huts, and we commemorate that for this week. We have dinners and lunches and some people even sleep in these overnight. And but of course it's windy, and it was tough windy.
Yeah, there was like 30-mile-an-hour gusts yesterday. And going around the community, you could see a lot of these sukkahs were knocked down, or their roofs were knocked down. So
they go back up quick, but it's going to be freezing this week. I mean, oh my God! And it's winter.
I'm seeing possibilities of 40-mile-an-hour gusts. So my own secret is zip ties and 2x4s and various other pieces of things to hold the whole thing down. Doesn't mean it won't turn into a sail, but I'm hoping everything stays attached. We'll see what happens.
Wow. So
after you get it put up, go to Reester's and get a dessert.
Exactly, and get your dessert for the holidays. They have everything you need. And this week's special, Dan,
we got pumpkin loaves, which with chocolate chips and without, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I think he said those were $10 each, which I'm assuming is a sale price. They got pumpkin cake pops. If you are looking for your pumpkin spice stuff, this is the time to go to Reester's, and there's more pumpkin coming soon.
Yeah, and you know what? They have the greatest cookies. My granddaughter was with us last week, and I got this Mickey Mouse cookie for her. It was great. Not for her, for me. She ended up eating it, and I had it, so it was really amazing.
But it's an excuse to go get them.
Get all of your goodies over at Restore's. And finally, Creative Corner. If you're planning a birthday for young and old, give Creative Corner a shout out at 516-385-8782. So that's going to wrap up a busy week for us. Norm and Dan, I want to thank you very much, and join us next week on This Week in West Hempstead.
Enjoy the holiday and stay warm.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.
Welcome to I&D Glot. We love our customers. We have the freshest produce. We have all the groceries you need. We have the best cuts of beef, veal, lamb, chicken for the best price. And of course, a bakery department with all fresh cookies, cakes, and freshest bakery item. And of course, with a takeout department with delicious food. If you need to place an order, do it online. We'll deliver it to you, or come into the store and shop. We can't wait to see you.